Jose Mourinho link fascinates me because have the Real Madrid fans and board not seen how good Manchester United have been since he left? And have they not forgotten how much chaos Mourinho left Real Madrid in after his first stint there? It wasn't talking to the media, horrible performances on the pitch, tough to watch. What's gone on?
Yeah, I mean, we've sort of addressed some of these issues before, but it's certainly true that what's happened to Manchester United since his departure is another argument against bringing him in. It's another argument that, well, that doesn't necessarily guarantee and prove 100% that the problem and the only problem was Mourinho, but it certainly argues that quite clearly that things got worse with him and became far, far better without him, and that getting rid of him was beneficial for Manchester United at the very, very least in the short and perhaps medium term. As you say, in terms of what they remember, the memory of what happened with Mourinho at Real Madrid, I think it's quite difficult to try and make this make sense for people, because you're absolutely right. On the face of it, it was disastrous. It ended very badly. It was absolutely unsustainable. It was, without doubt, a season too far, and everyone wanted that over. And in fact, I think a lot of people didn't even want to go into that season. Mourinho certainly gave the impression throughout that final season that he would have rather have been anywhere. Remember when he turned up at Chelsea and he was asked in that classic question, well, you said you were the special one before, what are you now? And he said, I'm the happy one. And that was because he was desperate to get out of Real Madrid. He was not happy. It wasn't even funny in a kind of pugnacious sort of way. It wasn't funny in a look at him winding people up sort of way. None of the charm was there anymore. It was just deeply unpleasant in that last year. And you got the feeling that actually pretty unpleasant for him as well, that he didn't enjoy it. And yet there's still that pull. And there's that pull with Real Madrid's president, Florentino Perez, that he knows that it's problematic. He knows that it brings difficulties. But there's a bit of him that still looks back on Mourinho and thinks, that was a manager. This is a president who doesn't trust in managers. He doesn't believe in him. He doesn't give them authority. He's only really given authority to one manager, and he still sees Mourinho as the only person that's confronted the dressing room, that's taken them on, that's genuinely been a star, that's genuinely had the gravitas that he wants in a manager, despite all the other things. And so right now, I have no doubt that Florentino Perez is in this position where he's mentally thinking to himself, I kind of really want to do this, but I know the risks. And I think that's a battle that he's got to decide on. And he has approached Mourinho previously to say, you know, what do you think about coming back? I don't know if this will happen, but it is far more plausible than it looks on the face of it. And from the outside, you're right. Everyone looks at it and thinks, this is bizarre. How could this happen? But it could. I don't think Bale's going to start. Wow. I think there's a question mark to be raised here, which is not just about Bale, actually. It's more about, you've got this game. And this game, of course, matters emotionally very, very much indeed. I suppose, theoretically, it matters in terms of the competition as well, because if Real Madrid were to win, they'd be 6 points behind, effectively 7 because of the head-to-head goal difference, but 6 points behind, and maybe they're still in the league title race. But, of course, you then, 3 days later, have Real Madrid against Ajax. Now, Real Madrid won 2-1 away from home, which, of course, is a very good result. But the way that Ajax performed means that Real Madrid are conscious that that second leg could well be difficult. You know, this isn't necessarily done. So the question, I suppose, in a way, is not just about Bale, it's about whether Solari makes changes all the way through to the team. Now, I think, had they got through to the Copa del Rey final, I think he would have done it. I think because of the emotional damage that another defeat does, and because of the sense, maybe, of giving these players the chance to produce the same performance, but just with the difference that they actually put the ball in the goal this time, I think we're going to see the same starting 11, with the possible exception of perhaps 1, maybe 2 changes. But I must confess, I don't anticipate Gareth Bale starting.
Welcome to Extra Time. Shaka and Ali's here. Shaka's in a bad mood because he's not at Carnival. We'll move on with that. Sid is here as well. Lots of questions for Sid. The first one, Sid, is the age-old, who do you support, Barcelona or Real Madrid?
I don't know, who is it this week? Which one am I being accused of this week? It is neither. It is Real Oviedo.
Sid went for the traditional 2-2 draw in the Clásico.
Yes, he always goes for the 2-2 draw when he's on. Every single time.
Hey, I'm not that often wrong. It's amazing how often 2-2 draw is a winning prediction.
Is it?
Well, yeah, I think that takes
is it really Sid?
Well, I mean... Actually, I think if you take the last 10 results, it's probably happened as many times as anything else. There might have been a couple of 3-1s, but I don't know if there's been any more of anything than there has been of 2-2s.
It takes us nicely into the next question, which is, what is it like inside the mind of Sid Lowe?
Well, yes, that's pretty much it.
Where every result happens once.
Very... I'm just trying to find out what it's very confusing in there. It's very, 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 very confusing. You know, when you said 2-2, and that takes us on to the next question, I thought you were going to ask what Shaq was wearing at Carnival.
Or not wearing. Or not wearing, as it may be.
I said we were getting along so nicely, me and you.
But I've seen you at Carnival, you wear like a grass skirt, yes?
No, I do not wear grass skirts.
Feathers?
I do not wear feathers.
We've seen you with feathers.
No.
Paint?
There's a photo, definitely,
Yes.
that was around.
I do not wear feathers. My wife wears feathers.
Right.
That's it.
So what do you wear? What did I see you wearing?
Shorts.
No, those are not shorts.
Definitely.
Shorts.
No, those are not shorts.
Very manly shorts.
Definitely, it was like a...
No, it was not like a nothing.
Because
It
you're
was,
wearing nothing on top.
well, very manly shorts.
No, it was like a Caribbean kilt thing.
Yes,
That's all.
Caribbean kilt.
Yeah.
That's a nice way of describing it.
A Caribbean, what's a Caribbean kilt? I was wearing shorts.
What you were wearing.
Listen, people are having so much fun in Trinidad right now. I'm here.
And you're
You're
not.
here with us.
Caribbean kilt.
Hey, good thing there's snow coming as well.
Yeah. Hey, and you're not there, and you're also 50 years old. So
There you
there you
are,
go.
that's
Having a
perfect.
great week so far.
Are you working tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah! Brilliant. Yeah.
Let's get serious and talk about some soccer ball.
Okay.
What's behind Dortmund's poor run of form? Will they win the Bundesliga, or does Bayern have too much momentum now? Of course, they lost there against Wolfsburg. They're done, aren't they? Bayern are going to win.
They're not looking good. And it's been a free fall for a while now. Everybody's pumping the brakes, and nah, it's not working. It's not working. You keep pumping, it's not working.
Yeah.
I think, yes, this is...
Is that pumping the brake?
Well, that's the handbrake, you remember?
Isn't pumping the brake with your...
Well, yeah, but... You
With
also
your
have,
foot.
You also have the handbrake, don't you?
Yes, but that's not...
That's the one. No, that's the one you gotta pump.
Don't you pump the brake?
What are you doing?
I'm pumping the brake under there.
Come on.
Shaka, thoughts on
Yeah?
Bundesliga?
I think I'm returning that.
Final question. Your power rankings got killed yesterday.
Why?
Mainly
What's
because
wrong?
you put Manchester City down places.
Yeah.
The question is Shaka making a mess of the power rankings just to wind the rest of you up?
No, I just have
A system.
valuable insights.
Why did Manchester
my
City sit when they won the
algorithm,
Carabao Cup?
my algorithm,
That's what you call it?
my algorithm,
Shaq?
because they went to extra time against Chelsea, and Barcelona had two very good results, including against their heated and traditional rivals, Real Madrid.
And Liverpool went up for beating Watford.
I remember, that was yesterday.
And what's your love of the Istanbul side?
They've been undefeated in forever.
Right.
So, you know, give
Do
them
you
some
even
love.
know their name?
Yeah. They're undefeated in forever.
Do you know their name? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I do.
This is what happens.
Okay, that's it. That's enough of extra time.
Oh.
If anyone's at Carnival, make sure you send Shaq a picture.
No, no.
Yes. Or where he's
Alexis is at Carnival. Alexis is there.
Oh, what?
And I'm here.
Wow. Tweet me some pictures. I'll show them to Shaq tomorrow.
No.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Please don't.
For everybody.
Thank you very much, Sid. You'll be supporting Barca or Real Madrid tomorrow. Enjoy that. We'll be here, of course, to reflect on that game. Shaq is here. Hey, you could go
Goodness.
topless and wear your grass.
No.
What?
No grass skirt.
Caribbean kilt.
No kilt. Wherever that is.
Liverpool sitting nicely at the top of the Premier League after their big walloping of Watford. City just a point behind and staring at a Merseyside, the 200th playing of the Merseyside derby this weekend. But coming off the back of that win, Steve, was it a performance and a result Liverpool badly needed?
Well, it was, but, you know, they needed one not that long ago at home to Bournemouth, and they got it just before they had a break, and we thought, OK, they've got the cobwebs off, and then they go and have a horrible 0-0 against Bayern, and then an even worse game against Manchester United, and then they turn around and beat Watford 5-0. So, in some ways, yes, they're back on course. And actually, if ever a derby was on paper as one-sided, this is it. I mean, Everton at home have been absolutely disastrous. They've got one win in the last 7 home games in the Premier League. So Liverpool are never going to be in a better position to go and make a statement in a derby.
Yeah, you sense Klopp was bristling after the criticism they'd received from the draws against Bayern and Man United, and he came out and said, "This is how football should look."
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you could be overcritical in a game against Bayern Munich when they came to sit in and did a job. But the United game in particular, because United guys were dropping like flies. We keep repeating ourselves here, but the injuries were horrendous. There was subs coming on and going off, and there was lots of possession from Liverpool, but there was no real cutting edge in the final third. Now, with Alexander-Arnold coming back in, And Robertson playing at the weekend again, in midweek against Watford, they had better delivery from the wider areas, and that's where Liverpool have had a lot of the good play. I'm like Stevie. I think it's another great opportunity for them to go to Goodison here and get the 3 points.
Brian, I'll bring you in first on the North London derby, which wraps up all the derbies this weekend. You see the current odds for the top 4, and Arsenal's odds have improved significantly over the last couple of weeks, haven't they? Now 13-8 to reach the top 4. Big game this, and how the fortunes have swung for the two teams.
Yeah, Tottenham losing the last 2. You can tell the injuries have sort of taken their toll with Ali not back yet. Kane coming back from injury maybe a little too soon. But, you know, this Tottenham team's dealt with this for the last 2 years.
What has happened?
Well, you look at they're a bit thin. The fact you don't bring anybody in, we've talked about this, and I'm not going to dwell on this too long, but then you sell Dembele, Moussa Dembele. You run into issues that are sort of somewhat created by yourself. I still think Tottenham wins this game, and I still think Tottenham finishes 3rd.
Did Pochettino make a mistake, Gab, by admitting the Premier League title was all but gone after that defeat against Burnley? Because they really looked flat against Chelsea, didn't they? As if there was no belief left.
Yeah, but, I mean, I think he was being realistic. I mean, if anything, the guy who was, you know, kind of delivering sort of a canned statement was Harry Kane, who said, no, of course we're still in the title race. It's 2 defeats in a row, and I wonder, since, you know, we love jumping from crisis club to crisis club, right? We had it with United, we had it with Arsenal, and it was Chelsea's turn. And, you know, should they screw up at home, then, you know, we'll all start asking questions about Pochettino and whatever, and is he all he's cracked up to be, and why would United ever even consider him? I do think Pochettino bears some responsibility in this. You know, obviously Dyer's got he's got, I think, his illness issues now, or tonsillitis or whatever. But you know, there was a stage where he came back and he persevered with Winks and Sissoko, who are fine. But it's just a lot of players playing a lot of minutes who really aren't used to it. A lot of that is forced. Not all of it is forced. And I think they're showing signs of fatigue. But that said, I mean, Arsenal are a really, really hit or miss team right now. So, you know, it only takes a win to go back to 7-point lead over Arsenal. And, you know, everything is stable, I think, in North London again.
But there have been more hits than misses for Arsenal. They've won 5 of their last 6. Are you believing at all?
Well, it depends.
Maybe that's too strong. I'm asking Craig.
It depends what you're asking me.
He believes in something.
Quick predictions. Can they go to Wembley and win, Arsenal, or is that beyond them?
Well, they can. But as Gab said, Messi changed the shape, and I don't know what we're going to get from Tottenham. Arsenal could go a point behind them.
Yeah.
So,
Arsenal could, but they're not going to.
Not going to. Spurs to win.
It's 2 defeats in a row, and I wonder, since, you know, we love jumping from crisis club to crisis club, right? We had it with United, we had it with Arsenal, and it was Chelsea's turn. And, you know, should they screw up at home, then, you know, we'll all start asking questions about Pochettino and whatever, and is he all he's cracked up to be, and why would United ever even consider him? I do think Pochettino bears some responsibility in this. You know, obviously Dyer's got he's got, I think, his illness issues now, or tonsillitis or whatever. But you know, there was a stage where he came back and he persevered with Winks and Sissoko, who are fine. But it's just a lot of players playing a lot of minutes who really aren't used to it. A lot of that is forced. Not all of it is forced. And I think they're showing signs of fatigue. But that said, I mean, Arsenal are a really, really hit or miss team right now. So, you know, it only takes a win to go back to 7-point lead over Arsenal. And, you know, everything is stable, I think, in North London again.
But there have been more hits than misses for Arsenal. They've won 5 of their last 6. Are you believing at all?
Well, it depends.
Maybe that's too strong. I'm asking Craig.
It depends what you're asking me.
He believes in something.
Quick predictions. Can they go to Wembley and win, Arsenal, or is that beyond them?
Well, they can. But as Gab said, Messi changed the shape, and I don't know what we're going to get from Tottenham. Arsenal could go a point behind them.
Yeah.
So,
Arsenal could, but they're not going to.
Not going to. Spurs to win.
Spurs to win.
Another reason to love Thursdays, Craig. Shaka's power rankings hot off the press.
He's never here.
He actually always
arranges. Last time he was here doing this.
Well, it takes him all week to come up with them, so he needs a day off by the time we get him up. Big movers. Who we got? Barcelona up 2, City down 2.
Dortmund new.
So hold on. No offence. Liverpool move up because they beat Watford at home.
Apparently.
I mean, really? Is that all you got to do now?
An impressive victory. Borussia knew Istanbul is still in there at number 10, aren't they? Atletico at 4.
Surprise leaders of the Turkish division.
Yeah.
So why are Man City down?
I'm not really sold.
Well, why are they down? Can you come up with
no
a reason?
idea. If
We're
only,
trying to read Shaka's
if only
mind,
there was
is what
somebody
we're
put this together, we could ask.
Or maybe they weren't convincing enough in winning the Carabao Cup. That winning it on penalties wasn't enough for sure.
Oh, there you go.
What's the name of that team?
That's
Istanbul
understandable.
who?
Istanbul, they start with a B. They've actually got an interesting squad. Demba Ba plays for them.
And that's interesting.
Emmanuel Adebayor is still playing, believe it or not.
That's interesting.
You need to broaden your horizons.
It has been quite a few days, hasn't it, here in the studio? One particular member of the panel, of course, celebrating a major milestone, which I think will feature in Best of the Week.
When you have no regard for a player and you just go straight for him to kick him, it has to be a red, surely, isn't it?
OK.
Why don't you go to the IFAB meetings instead of Shaka and say, I want every infringement to be a red card? We're still seeing the most hideous decisions from Muppets.
I defy anyone to tell me that was a pen. I mean, if Stevie was on, he probably would say it was a pen like he did yesterday.
Trini colours as well.
That's a nice kick.
That is beautiful.
Look at that, Shaq. That's a nice kick. Thank you very much. I've realised I've spent a lot of time doing nonsense in this company.
Well,
Looking back at it.
And that hasn't changed.
Well, you know.
Get it, Shaq. Get it.
Oh, look at that chocolate.
Why are you giving me all the fondant? Why are you giving me all the icing?
Oh, the fondant. That sounds very posh, Ali.
Well.
Oh, darling, can you pass the fondant?
How the hell does a goalkeeper get cramp? He made 3 saves in the game today.
Need some cake.
Well, I saw him at the gym
need
today.
some cake.
I saw him at the gym today, and I can confirm.
Was he sweating cake?
that this goalkeeper didn't have cramp, and he was working harder than that clown in goals for Chelsea. I tell you that.
Who do you love more, Mbappe or your cricket-playing son?
My sons, my wife, my daughter will watch this, so I have to say my son, but it's a close call. It's a close call.
I was doing this co-commentary on this really awful game.
You came and visited us in the locker room. Yes, you did.
Brian McBride ran over to me and started talking to me. But come over and try to influence my commentary.
There's a lot of very interesting things on YouTube.
Yes, you don't watch them.
Well, yeah, the last time
How do you know? Have you ever seen a 2-ton tanker crash into the side of a docking area?
When I walk past your desk, yes.
I'm still clinging to mid-40s-ish.
Shaq, you know it's gone.
That cake.
I just thought it'd be a big cake to have mid-40s-ish as a cake.
So,
What is Craig's Uber rating?
I don't know, what do you mean what's an Uber
So
rating?
you should have a rating 4.98.
What?
I tell you what, I'm going to have to... I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, it's out of 10.
You seen the time, by the way? Come on, hey.
Yeah, we need...
When you watch a game at home, do you commentate to yourself?
Definitely not, because I'd bore my wife to death. Well, I do anyway, I think.
That'd be brilliant. Go, USA! Oh, he's watching it again. There you go. Press that there.
4.2.
See, and you all think I'm the horrible one on here.
I'm 4.85.
The winner. Thank you, everybody. I'm the friendly guy on here.
You're the friendly guy.
Away from ESPN FC, I'm a genuinely nice bloke. I've got a low tolerance for idiots.
I was trying to hack my rating at the end there.
Yeah, it didn't work.
I wasn't happy at all with it.
3.7 now.